Well, I got involved with boys clubs back in 1948 when I joined the club as a kid. I was 6 years old. My father worked at the boys club, my grandfather worked at the boys club, my mother was the camp cook, and I had a wonderful experience at the club up into my teenage years. And then when I went to college, Boys Clubs of America put me through college on a scholarship.
I came across a tiny ad in New York Times for a director of finance from an organization I didn't know anything about. And then met with Tom Garth, the legendary Tom Garth, and something clicked. He rolled the dice on me and so did I. And here I am like 24 years after that talking to you about what an incredible journey it has been.
And an opening came up in the training department at Boys Clubs of America. So we picked up the family and moved to New York, and I've been here ever since.
I remember seeing a Sylvester Stallone commercial where he was Rocky and working with our clubs. That was my first experience with it. I picked up the New York Times and I saw a great ad and I said, let me try this organization. That's the one that Rocky's promoting.
Before I even started officially on the staff at Boys Clubs of America, they asked me if I was available as a freelancer for a couple of days to help with the Boy of the Year program, which of course today is Youth of the Year. I said, sure. Next thing you know, I'm in the White House with my camera, my trusty 35mm camera, acting as the photographer for Boys Clubs of America, kneeling in front of Walter Mondale, who's talking about the Boy of the Year program. Then in walks Jimmy Carter. I don't even work for this organization yet, and this is my first assignment, walking into the White House. Pretty amazing.
Have you ever been to a club? Just go and see the face of the child that walks in at the club in the morning or afternoon, and you'll realize what an impact you're making, what you take back with you, take out with you for the rest of your life.
And when you spend time with folks that are working every day in the clubs, you really begin to understand how important this work is.
Our organization is next to nobody in terms of having financial integrity, in terms of having public trust, where we can say we are the best in the business. I feel very proud about that.
I'm very proud of successfully helping our clubs, getting lines that were functional and useful and great quality. Quality products is what I was known for at one point. It's just been a thrill for these, 3 decades plus. I just loved it.
What I will miss in terms of the day-to-day experience is the people that I work with and people both at BGCA and people in clubs around the country that I interface with. I mean, that's what I'll miss the most.
I think one of the most important things in working in an organization this big is developing relationships with your colleagues and treating everybody with the same level of respect and dignity. I don't care where they work, at what level in the organization, everybody can make a contribution.
Whether you're an accounts payable person, or you are writing a proposal, or you are out there in front of donors, whatever do makes a great impact. It really helps us do what we are doing right now.
The greatest people I've met through these years have been people that are involved with Boys and Girls Clubs.
I will never retire from the moment. I can retire from my present position, but not from the movement. I'm so deeply committed to it.
5 or 10 years from now, if I'm driving around or sitting in a restaurant and I see a TV screen and see Boys and Girls Clubs on there, I'll still get excited. It'll always be part of who I am.
Then I worked with Roxanne, and she came to me one day and said, look, I got something I want you to do. So, I never turned anything down. And she said, I want you to run the national conference. And I said, what? I had the opportunity to really ramp this thing up. So 19 years later, we're at about 2,600 people coming to the conference every year. A lot of excitement, a lot of great things going on. And I've had the opportunity to lead a group of about 30 people who have really made this thing happen. It's not me, it's the work that they do.
It's just a great, great, great mission. In the joy of others lies your own, in the good of others lies your own, and in the progress of others lies your own.